We welcome Dave Northwest, the stars of The Way Home, Andie Macdowell, Chyler Leigh, and Sadie Laflamme-Snow. Good to have you all with us. That's such a great scene. I feel like it says so much. So tell me about the appeal of being on this show, this movie that says 3 generations of women all trying to find their way back to each other.
Well, when I read the script, I really loved that. I loved the fact that it was multi-generational and that we're all represented. And created by women as well. So I loved all that, but there's something magical that happens in this that makes it unique and different because it takes place on this gorgeous farm, and my daughter comes home after being very estranged for 20 years, and I haven't had a chance to see my granddaughter. And because of circumstances that have happened in her life, she ends up coming back to the farm. She thinks that I've invited her to come back to the farm, and it doesn't go well between us. But I'm really excited to see my granddaughter. But the thing that's so gorgeous is there's this mysterious pond that I allude to early on that she should stay away from, and she ends up going through it and going to 1999 and seeing us when we were before the tragedy, before my son died, and seeing us before the tragedy. And that's when the magic happens.
Yeah.
That's when, and it continues to happen over the season. We were all so surprised with what the writers created and how they used that time travel ability just to create such a beautiful story.
I loved it, and that's really a big part of the appeal, because who wouldn't want to go back and see if you could change things, right? Change the way things happen. Chyler, talk to me about you three are a family on the set, and I have always found that actors also end up being a family off the set when they play a family on set. Did you find that as well?
Absolutely, from moment one, and it really is like such a wonderful experience when that happens. When you have so many artistic, people coming in, and everybody's got their own way of working, or just getting along or whatnot. We really just won the lottery here in that sense. I mean, it's $1 billion now, right? So ours it's priceless. No, we were very, very fortunate for that to happen.
And Sadie, filming in that setting, that looked like it was stunning. So are you actually around farm animals and the whole 9 yards there?
Yeah, we had the most beautiful opportunity to film on a stunning farm, and it's great. Andie, you just fit right in there, and just you just feel like we were just so at home there. It was just a gift to be so inspired by that environment and have that really feed the relationships. And for Alice, she's like a city girl, and she shows up, and it just underlines that her and Del are worlds apart, because Del says, "This could all be yours," and
right.
Alice is not interested. Yeah, so it's a great setting for that relationship to unfold there.
Chyler, I know that you love animals because you love your cat. So was it tough being away from your cat for a while?
Oh, there's Link. He's my baby. He's named from the Zelda game series. It's always hard being away from him, and he's so smart. We've taught him to sit, and we've taught him to
No
shake.
way.
And he's the kind of cat that, the second you come in the house, he's like a dog cat. He comes running and flops on the ground, and he wants you to rub his tummy. But typical cat fashion, then he's like, "I'm good, don't touch me anymore." But yes, I did miss him very much. Thank you for asking.
Andie, what is it like to play a grandmother?
Oh my gosh. And I can use how I feel for the show as well, because looking into my granddaughter's eyes, I didn't know what to expect. And I've never had, even with my own children, such a deep, soulful connection. I mean, we just stared at each other, and it was just like, whoa. And she knew I was the grandmother. And it actually kind of, it helps me inform the intensity of my feelings for Del, for her granddaughter, which that evolved for me over the season. even though it was there right away, when I walk out the door and I ignore my daughter and I go straight for my granddaughter, it evolved more throughout the season because I kept thinking to myself, can you imagine not knowing your grandchild and what that would do?
Yeah.
And it would be definitely some resentment.
Yeah.
It
Yeah,
would cause
it's-
even more resentment. It would be
Yeah.
the resentment from the past, but how could you do this to me? You know, how could you keep my grandchild from
Right.
me?
Yeah.
And and they did use that throughout the season. You do see this connection, which I thought was really beautiful.
I think you see it from the get-go. You really do. The table scene says it all. I
I
love it.
did.
I love it. We want to tell our viewers The Way Home premieres Sunday night at 9 on the Hallmark Channel. Andie, Chyler, and Sadie, thank you both so much. I appreciate it.
Thank you.
Thank you so much. And
Tune in. It's a great show.
It is.
Yes, please do.
We'll be right back with more AM North.